There are seasons when feeling less is the only way to endure more. We rarely speak of that honestly. We speak of strength, of resilience, of pushing through. But there are winters, not of weather, but of the interior, when the only way to remain upright is to narrow what you allow yourself to feel. Cold sharpens. It steadies the hand. It quiets the noise that would otherwise pull you under. There is dignity in that restraint, in the discipline of containment, in choosing composure over collapse. Cold is not always cruelty. Sometimes it is control. Sometimes it is the difference between breaking and continuing. And so we grow accustomed to it. We tell ourselves it is temporary, necessary, strategic. We say this is what strength requires. And perhaps for a time it does. But winter lingers. What begins as protection becomes distance. You move through your days intact, capable, reliable. You fulfill what is asked of you. And somewhere beneath that steadiness, something thins. Presence fades, emotion dulls. Isolation begins to resemble peace. There is a strange comfort in frost, in knowing exactly how far you can go, in not expecting more of yourself than endurance. Cold does not ask you to hope. It only asks you to persist. And persistence, I understand. I have lived there a long time. Long enough that survival has begun to resemble identity. There is a subtle shift that happens when endurance becomes your baseline. You stop asking who you are. You begin asking what is required. You become dependable, measured, controlled. You learn to respond instead of react. You learn to contain instead of express. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, you begin to believe this is simply who you are. Not through collapse, not through drama, but through efficiency. You trade sensation for stability, intensity for composure, presence for performance. And the world rewards you for it. Strength, they say. Maturity, reliability. They do not see the cost. They do not see the quiet fatigue that accumulates beneath the surface. They do not see how often retreat is not preference, but preservation. Alone, in the dark, without expectation, there is relief. The air feels lighter. The armor slips from my shoulders. Nothing is required. Nothing is performed. There is peace there, or something close to it, but reprieve is not the same as living. And I have begun to wonder, what remains of me beyond endurance? They say the thaw comes quietly. They say the light lengthens. They say the ice will loosen. But when something beneath the surface shifts, when certainty begins to crack, I do not feel celebration. I feel exposed. I feel uncertain. There is no rush of hope in me, no quiet excitement, only the awareness that something is shifting and I am not. Perhaps the thaw will come. Perhaps it will move through the world and never quite reach me. For now, I remain here, aware that the season is turning, and wondering if I will still be winter when spring arrives.